I'm Christina, Marketing Executive at Commusoft. Here, we're all about educating and empowering field service businesses to create remarkable customer experiences. In order to do this, we're going to highlight a series of forward-thinking leaders in the industry and get them to tell you their best tips, all supported by the best evidence, their continuous success. Today, we'll be talking to Lyle Horst of Systemized Media, an HVAC marketing agency, as well as Top Line Heating and Air, which is, as you might have guessed it, an HVAC company. And I do mean it in that order, which is a very interesting aspect in and of itself. I'll let Lyle take it from here.
Hey, it's nice to be on here. Thanks, Christina, for the opportunity to be on here. My name's Lyle Horst, and I'm the owner of Systemized Media. We work with over 150 HVAC businesses across the U.S. and Canada. We do their marketing and social media advertising. And I also am owner of Top Line Heating and Air, which we took from $0 to $5 million in revenue in the last 5 months. And I'm excited to share with you guys today.
I mean, that's tremendous confidence in your HVAC marketing prowess, because, to be so good at marketing that you see an opportunity to go back into the HVAC business itself and succeed at it. What better proof is there that HVAC marketing is an effective solution and a good strategy? But before we dive into more specific questions, I'm really curious to know how both of your businesses are doing, in this situation with the new normal. Did you change anything specifically in order to adapt to this current environment, or did your teamwork suffer in any way, or maybe on the contrary, everything got better? What did you see, like an increase or a decrease in HVAC business social media investment?
So we've seen an increase for sure. So what I've seen with everything with the pandemic, it kind of got everyone worried. A lot of people were, not sure what's going to happen. However, with it, we've seen that there's been an increase of traffic from all of our social media sources because a lot more people have been on social media. So that's been a plus. So Systemized Media has consistently increased every single month straight throughout COVID. So that's been amazing. And then on the flip side, Top Line Heating and Air, which just got started in the beginning of COVID, and we really just got up to speed kind of, partway into COVID, went from 0 to, in 5 months, we just crossed over $1 million in revenue with Top Line Heating and Air. And that was all throughout COVID. So we've seen massive growth. I think there was a pro that a lot of more people were at home. So HVAC was very important to them. Home projects were more important to them. But on the flip side, some people were a little bit more scared to spend money with the pandemic as well. So that's something we had to navigate, but it hasn't been a problem. As far as what did we have to change? What did we have to adapt? We adapted a little bit how we communicate with the customers. Obviously we wear masks going into the customers' homes. We take precaution for the team and the customer to be safe. So those were some changes we had to make, but just small changes. It wasn't anything crazy. With Systemized Media, our team was working remote previously, so there really wasn't any big changes there. And with Top Line Heating and Air, since we started during the pandemic, there wasn't any, I guess we started in it, so it wasn't like we had to adapt. We just had to make it work from the beginning.
Making it work during the pandemic and launching a whole new business, I think that's where a forward-thinking leader is what really comes into play, because a lot of people are obviously, and for good reason, for excellent reason, they're more wary. Obviously, they don't want to take as many risks because it's such an unknown. So it's very interesting to hear. And again, I think it goes to prove that you can be successful regardless of the environment around you. So regardless of the challenges that you find, as long as you have a strategy, that pushes you forward and that takes into account all these sudden changes. So moving into something that's a bit more specific, obviously Facebook advertising and social media advertising is something that you really believe in from what you've mentioned earlier. And it's something that I think your success proves that you've mastered to a certain extent. So tell me a little bit about your experience with Facebook advertising or social media advertising in general. And if you have any successful examples or a customer story, something that stood out to you, I think that would be very interesting for our audience to hear.
Sure. So what I've seen, I've had nothing but an amazing experience. Obviously, it can be a little bit hard to figure out if it's the first time you're trying it, but once you figure it out, we've had an amazing experience with it. We had with Top Line Heating and Air, one of our new sales team members was out yesterday at a house. They walked in the door and the homeowner said, "Hey, I've seen a bunch of your videos on Facebook. I went and looked at all your reviews and we definitely want to use you guys. What solutions do you have?" He walked out the door and they chose a $27,000 solution, which is they didn't get any other quotes. They had chose us before he even walked in the door, which was awesome. So it was just figuring out which solution was the right solution for them, and they ended up picking one of the highest option solutions. So that worked really well. That's just an example. We've had one of our bigger clients in Houston, Texas, has a 24/7 company. They have multiple shifts. They install all the systems the same day, and they've seen with tens of millions of dollars that over 30% of their business has been coming from Facebook ads that we're running. So we've seen just across the board major success. Definitely takes having the right systems and processes in place to handle the responses that come out from the ads and turn them into a sale. But those are just some examples we've seen that have worked really well.
I mean, that sounds amazing. And I've noticed you mentioned like you went from one of your smaller clients to one of your larger clients. It's something that you see basically across the board, or do you think there's an ideal size of HVAC company that should invest in Facebook advertising?
So the decision of whether or not they should invest should be based on whether or not they want to grow. So if it's a company that wants to grow, they should invest. If it's a company that wants to stay where they're at, might not be the best solution. Size is irrelevant. We have a client that was at it was just himself, and he was doing about $10,000 a month in revenue in his business. He came in his first month advertising on Facebook. He did over $50,000 in revenue, which was a $40,000 increase. So 5x his business in 1 month. But so it really, if it's for people that want to grow, but it is going to take an investment, because for someone like him who wasn't investing in marketing at all, it's a big stretch to invest in marketing. For a bigger company, it might not be a big stretch. So regardless of size, if you're looking to grow, it makes sense to invest into marketing kind of based around your goals.
Absolutely. And it's also a matter, it's a matter of seeing Facebook as a viable means of advertising, because I think no one would have blinked an eye if you asked them to spend $10,000 on a magazine advertisement or a 5-minute radio spot. But as soon as you say, "Oh, this is going to be on Facebook," people suddenly expect it to cost $5. And I think that's a little bit it doesn't take into account just the true possibilities that you get with Facebook and social media in general, especially when it comes to targeting. So, for example, you have absolutely no control on who sees your billboard, but you can tailor those Facebook adverts to the month they were born, basically. So the people who are seeing your advertisement are people who can actually hire you. So going back into how should a Facebook advert look like? What would be, the perfect advertising or the perfect set of best practices for a small to medium HVAC company who's maybe never tried this strategy before, or they're very new to it? What would be the average budget that you would recommend that they spend on their first batch of ads?
So the strategy for if you want to start Facebook ads, whether you're a large company or big company, HVAC company or medium-sized company, the best practices in order to get a result would be to have some different ads you're split testing with pictures of your service techs on jobs, pictures of your trucks. If your branding is good, if your branding is not good, maybe just use pictures of systems, and advertising them with an offer. The offer is going to be get a free quote. Now, one thing we've seen is on Facebook, it works really well for install campaigns. That's been our highest, most profitable campaigns have been install. Get a free quote on a new system or a replacement system. So that's the offer. Now you can also add to that offer. We have financing. We have low monthly payments starting at $80 a month. We have 0% interest. There's a lot of things you can add to that to make it a lot more attractive. But even if you don't add anything, just, hey, get a free quote on a new system before your system, lets you and your family either hot or cold, will work, and it will get leads. So that is the one campaign you definitely want to run. The other campaign you want to run is a retargeting campaign. Anyone that sees that ad and clicks on it, shows any type of interest, I recommend running multiple pictures of your technicians on jobs. Make sure they're clean, they look nice, they're professional pictures, highlighting a little bit about each technician. So what we've done is we took a picture of every technician individually. We did a little write-up about how awesome they are on the team and all the qualifications they have. And once someone clicks on one of our ads, they'll keep seeing every day a different technician on their Facebook feed with an ad. And it builds trust. The other thing we've done is we've went out and we've videoed some installs. We've videoed our technicians talking about why Topline Heating and Air is the best company to work at, why we care for the customers the most, how they make the customers smile. So we've asked them some of these questions and we put it in a video and we run those videos as well. So once someone clicks on our ads, they're seeing pictures of our technicians smiling. They're seeing these videos about how awesome the company is. And, they're seeing some ads with quotations of reviews we've gotten, and it just builds a lot of trust. So at that point, we want to build trust. So the strategy is, first we target them with an offer to get a lead. Anyone that clicks on that, whether they become a lead or not, we start targeting them with trust building stuff. Now, what type of budget should we put towards this? That's the real question. And generally, I hear companies spend anywhere from 8 to 10% on marketing, which I think is a good rule of thumb. Problem is, what if you want to grow? Do you spend let's say you're a business at, 1.5 million. Are you going to spend 8% of 1.5 million next year? If so, you've still done 1.5 million unless your marketing was extravagant, and hopefully it was, so you did more. But I recommend setting the budget based on where you want to be, based on your goals. So at Topline, we actually set our budget based on where we want to be. Now, we're not at 8%, we're actually at 5% on marketing, which is very, very low in the industry, especially for the growth that we're seeing. But we know exactly what type of return we're getting. We know how many customers are coming in. So we turn marketing up and down based on what fulfillment and sales can handle. So I would set it based on if based on your goal, set it based on that. You're not going to have to put all this money out front. You pay for it as you go to these platforms, and hopefully you have a good system so you can be profitable from the start, and that the marketing can pay for itself. And it's an investment. It's not a cost to your business.
Exactly. And just to make it clear, you're talking about 5%, 8% of the turnover.
Correct.
So total
100%.
business turnover. Exactly. Because I think it helps people understand that it's not exactly a fixed number. It's not that you have to put $500 or $1,000 or $5,000. It's obviously everything goes back to how much turnover you have and how much you can afford to put in, because obviously you don't want to end up in a situation where without realizing it, you've basically taken a chunk out of your own profits. And it's obviously a matter of keeping a close eye on these numbers. But I think you highlighted something really important, and I just wanted to sum it up. It's start with a number in your Facebook advertising. Start with either it's a free quote or you put a price on it. Then you say you do a monthly service for $80 or whatever the number might be, but then make it personal. It's not about money anymore. It's not about getting a free coaster or something like that. It's about the company that you trust most. And obviously you trust people. You don't trust a name necessarily. So putting a face on your business and turning your technicians into salespeople, this is also something that we come back again and again and again, that they are usually the only people in an HVAC company that the customer interacts with face to face. So that gives them tremendous power and tremendous possibilities, to create a lasting relationship that goes further than one install or a yearly service. And so obviously there are so many benefits to social media advertising, to Facebook advertising, as you've highlighted. You get as much as you put into it, basically. But are there any risks that you try to make people aware of, or any downsides when you switch from traditional advertising to social media? When you talk to other HVAC companies, do you see any objections that come up again and again, or is it something that you consider a big misconception and you'd like to take a chance and give people a better idea of what it means to do Facebook advertising and social media advertising in general?
So some of the misconceptions I've seen in the industry, and I've heard a lot of gurus saying it, is Facebook ads don't work for a service-based business like HVAC or a home service business. So I've heard that again and again. Google's the place has been kind of the what some of these people have been saying. Now, recently, I've been seeing some of these same people kind of change what they're saying and backtrack and say, actually, it does work, which is interesting. So that misconception is changing in the industry, and there's a lot of people jumping on the ship of running social media ads and getting results for their business. So I think over the next couple of years, it's becoming a lot more and more popular, and eventually it might get somewhat competitive. Right now, it's still not, so we're on the cutting edge of it. However, if you're not on this ship, you're going to want to jump on quick, because it is and will get competitive as more and more of these people change. Really, the reason for that misconception is because Google works very well for if someone has something that's broke down, they need it fixed right now. It works very, very well for that. So the person, in theory, searches for, hey, HVAC near me. They find you and they they call your company. So that's the theory. But where marketing is going is that's a reactive marketing system. So homeowner types in HVAC near me. After they type in, we react and we show up in front of the homeowner. Where marketing is going, it's turning into more of a proactive marketing system where we're in front of the homeowner. Products are in front of us every day. Brands are advertising to us every day before we actually need to buy it. So when we need to buy it, we're no longer Googling HVAC, but we're Googling top line heating and air, or we're calling them because we already know who they are. So that's where marketing is changing. The other thing is a lot of people don't want to wait till their HVAC system breaks to start looking at getting it replaced. They don't want that emergency of no heat or no cooling on Christmas Day in their family, So they don't want that. They don't want that risk. So that's where we show up and we say, hey, is your system old? Get a free quote on replacing it. And they reach out to us first. And when we're first, we can be the only person that gets them a quote if we have a good sales process and turn that into a quote. So that's where that misconception came from. The strategy is very similar to TV or radio. It just costs a lot less than TV or radio. And the costs are going to drop after if you are in the United States or if you're advertising towards the United States. We have the elections coming up here in the near future. And regardless of political side that you're on, this isn't a political statement, but both parties are spending billions of dollars on Facebook right now, which has increased CPMs a little bit. We've still been seeing amazing results, but I'm excited for them to be over because the ad spend will definitely go down. So, but that's also an example. That's a prime example of proactive advertising versus reactive. The politicians are not running ads on Google. Maybe they are, but their strategy is more proactive. They want to get in front of people and try to convince them to vote a specific way. Just like we want to get in front of our customers and try to, let them understand that we're the right company for them and they can trust us in a proactive way.
Mm-hmm. To be top of mind, I think that's any company's single wish, because obviously when you dominate whatever the industry might be, whether you're making sodas or phones or you're a service provider, you want to be the first name that comes to somebody's mind when they say I need a new AC system. Oh, top line. It's basically I need a new phone. Oh, I'm gonna get an iPhone. That kind of clout is absolutely invaluable. And I think you're absolutely right when you say that a proactive attitude is definitely going to put you one step forward when it comes, to your competition. Obviously, that's something that everyone takes into account. And you don't want to give people the chance to even think about your competitors, even though your offering is better, your service is better, your technicians are better. But why even pose the question? Why even give people the opportunity to look for somebody else, when your name can be right there? Okay, Lyle, so let's say you've had a successful campaign. You've advertised on Facebook. You've gathered a lot of leads. Your website traffic has increased. What do you do now? How do you make the most of these leads? How do you convert them into actual paying customers?
Let's say you have hundreds of leads coming in from your campaigns. You've figured out marketing, you've mastered it, you're successful. Now what? Now we need to figure out how to take the customer from the customer from a prospect to a paying, buying customer. And that can be very tricky for a lot of companies. So there's a couple key things that we've seen need to be in place. One of them is you need to have good reviews, because the customer will still go look at your reviews. And if your reviews are terrible, or if you have a bad reputation, your conversions are going to be a lot lower. You need to get in touch with that lead as soon as possible, right away, instantly. They need instant gratification. You need to reach out to them. You need to be friendly. You need to reach out to them with text message as well, because people are texting a lot more than calling today, especially the younger generation. And so I'll read a review that we got at Top Line Heating and Air from a customer. And this review actually, the customer gives away all of our secrets. They tell you guys on the review exactly what we're doing. And if you follow this to a T, you're going to be successful. So Dana says, going on 2 days now with our new system for air and heat. I honestly called this company based on their Facebook posts and their positive reviews, and I'm glad I did. So they seen us on Facebook. They seen a post that was a sponsored post, an ad. Then what did they do next? They went and checked out our reviews. Maybe they seen some of our retargeting ads with reviews, but they went and looked specifically to see what our reviews were. So what does she say next? The first call I made was at 10 p.m. on a Friday night, expecting to reach a voicemail, and to my surprise, a live person picked up on the second ring. Wow. So the other thing is we need to be able to reach out to a lead that comes in, or if a lead calls, we need to be able to answer the phone on the first ring, second ring, every time, regardless of time of day. This is an industry. This is a time when we can go on Amazon and order something to come tomorrow, even if it's late at night. And the same if someone's looking for a new heating and air conditioning system, they need to be able to get a hold of someone instantly to build trust with that company. So then she says, this AC company does something that many lack, and that is work with technology to communicate with their customers by text message, email, phone call. You can always reach them. I also love the app they use to track their jobs and confirm when the job starts and stops. It's a shame to see so many companies who have been around too long and can't change. These young professionals are not lazy at all and can handle all the physical work with ease. As stated, they clean up and make sure everything is perfect before leaving. My guys were here all day working hard. I'm impressed. The person who showed up was there on time, professional, well-dressed, and did not rush us at all. He made sure to explain everything and was able to point out our main issues. Our system was very old, had 2 major leaks, not worth trying to fix since the unit was old. Our house is around 3,400 square feet, and to have air reach our top floor bedroom seemed impossible. Now with our new unit, we are in heaven. Our house is finally cold, the whole house. We are so happy with the unit and the strong force of the blower, and it's super quiet. We had one very small issue with a hole that needed to be caulked, and someone was back during the storm, pouring rain the next day fixing this. They're not the cheapest in town, but fair, and you definitely get what you pay for. So this review basically states everything that we did. We answered on the first ring. We showed up on time. We showed up professional. We didn't push the customer. We left a very good impression. We actually gave them a solution to fix their problem. We got them cold air. This was in the hot summer. We got them cold air on the top floor, which they thought was impossible. And they got a text message when we were headed to there saying, hey, we're on our way. So they were just super impressed, and they left this review. So these type of reviews are something that makes a huge difference in your company. So you need a process to be reaching out to customers that you've helped, asking for reviews so that they let these reviews, because customers 100% look at them, just like this customer did, and then we need to be on our A game throughout the process.
Absolutely. Getting that review and reading it, that must have felt incredible. And I think it's, like you said, oftentimes people are a lot more motivated to leave negative reviews because a negative experience weighs a lot more than a positive experience, especially because it's probably not what you expected, obviously. So when it's something unexpected, you're a lot likelier to want to talk about it. And I think getting people to leave reviews like that, so a thorough review, something that goes through each and every step, is invaluable, to pushing your brand name out there and to creating trust with future customers. But also, just to zero in on something that you mentioned, speed is essential. And maybe not every company has, the possibility to have a 24/7 person on the phone. So I think that's where, again, as you've mentioned, having automatic notifications, having a workflow that does that for you, that guarantees that no lead that comes, whether from your Facebook advertising or Google or any other kind of outreach or marketing you do, whenever they come to your website, there is someone there, to talk to them, to answer their questions. And there are so many solutions nowadays. You can have chatbots, you can have automatic emails, you can have a lot of different workflows in place, to push your customer experience and to create this, what we call customer journey. And we don't refer to customer journeys as just the individual customer goes from having a problem to having a problem fixed. Every single interaction is a micro journey. So basically, when they want to book with you, you take that as an individual journey. How do I make that the best it can possibly be? And this way you ensure that there are no weak links in your customer experience and the experience that you provide. And I think that's how you get reviews like that, because from what you've read, it's basically every single step of the way that customer felt valued. They felt like they were working with the best company available and somebody who really understood their needs. So one final question, Lyle, and I think this is a $1,000,000 question. Where do you see this going? Where do you see HVAC marketing going? Because as you've mentioned before, it's a ship that you want people to get on, because it's going to leave the port soon enough. The same as how we've seen retail businesses who are still exclusively brick and mortar regret that decision to a certain extent, to a big extent, when they realized that a lot more online businesses were coming up and the market was getting more and more crowded. So where is HVAC marketing going in the next 6 to 12 months? Do you see new opportunities or new challenges in the future? What would be 3 key actionable tips that you would give other HVAC business owners?
So where I see HVAC marketing going, I see it moving into a stronger top of funnel marketing strategy versus more reactive marketing, like I talked about earlier. So I think more and more people are going to continue to be jumping on social media marketing, which could, in the next 12 months, bring on a challenge of, hey, all my competitors are trying to do this as well. The good news is a lot of businesses are still old school. They're slow to implement. So if we can execute quickly, we can be ahead of ahead of everyone else here. If we can get a lot of reviews quickly, we can have more reviews. At least we can have more experience with the process than everyone else when everyone else does start jumping on it. So, but I definitely see it going into a more proactive, top of funnel, hey, we're here for when you need us type of marketing. The other thing I see is the whole customer experience process in the next 6 to 12 months is going to be much more important, because when more companies start bringing technology into their company, we need to figure out how to stay ahead. And if we can increase our customer experience and stand out from all other companies, it's going to shine through and we're going to crush it versus, what everyone else is doing. So the biggest thing I would focus on is, if you're not already using technology in your company, definitely do. Definitely put together some social media ads and campaigns for your HVAC business, and then focus on the customer experience from when they click on the ad. We're not trying to drill them with 100 questions before they ever opt in as a lead. We're trying to get that information as quick and simple with as little amount of friction as possible, making the experience for the customer amazing from the time they opt in to the time that you guys talk to them to the time you go out. Needs to all be perfect. So the more you focus on that, the more results you're going to see in your marketing, in your reviews, and everywhere. So that would be the final thing, would be focus on the customer experience. And if you're not using this type of technology in your company, jump on the train before it leaves.
Absolutely, Lyle. Absolutely. And it's not about challenges. It's about opportunities and about every single new thing that the market or the customer or the competition throws at you. You want to take that as a opportunity to grow, to innovate, and to get better. And that's definitely something that seems to have worked out quite well for you. So I wanted to say in ending, thank you very much, Lyle, for taking the time to go through all this actionable advice, because I feel like if I wanted to start an HVAC company right now, I have information that I could just sit down on my computer and start on it. Like I could definitely start my strategy this very second. And I definitely feel a lot more knowledgeable. So thank you very much. And any words of parting do you want to give to our audience?
Yeah, I would say just there's such a big time for opportunity right now with everything that's happening. Another thing is if there are companies going out of business with the pandemic, that's more customer opportunity. Customers are expecting more of an instant gratification than ever before in history. And the younger generation, and I'm probably one of them, also is we want things instantly. We want things tomorrow. We want things today. So if we can provide that for our customers, we can disrupt the industry.
Thank you so much, Lyle. That was so insightful. I pretty much feel like I can start my own HVAC company right now. I learned what a good Facebook advert looks like, how much money I should spend on it, and what to look forward to in the future. So for those of you out there watching us, if you liked what you heard and if you want to contact Lyle, just write down systemizedmedia.com or check the description box down below. Don't forget to like this video, leave us a comment down below, and subscribe to our channel.